0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Yeah, there's no greeting tonight. This is just simply an angry response to a baseball game, and it's a response that that's directed right at the manager. This loss to me is on the manager from the third inning on, and it's a loss that to me, last night doesn't at all. Like, I'm not angry about last night at all. Last night is over. They lost that game. It was a loss that annoyed me more than bothered me. Tonight bothers me, and just jumps to enrages, infuriates, pisses me off, because it's a 5-2 game, and a game that you should win, a game that you're set up to win, a game that, because you did not deploy the right arms at the right time, you lost. And you know what? You lost the series. You likely just lost the series because of the way this game was managed. This is not on the offense tonight. They put up 5, and I understand that 2 of the runs came on luck, whatever, but sometimes you need that to win on the road. They got a big hit to put them up by 3 runs in the 7th inning, I think. And the manager blew it tonight. A guy that we give a lot of credit to, and it's not a hindsight thing. Every single inning, I sent a message saying that I did not agree with what was happening tonight. Every inning. Every one. I don't want to hear about momentum in game 3. Like, stop. That wasn't the momentum game. This was. And now you got to deal with Zach Gallen at home? You could have been up 3-1. It wouldn't have mattered. They're going home 3-2. They're going home down.
Yep.
They're not beating Zach Gallen on the road tomorrow. Not the way this offense looks right now. Not the way that Nick Castellanos is flailing at baseballs. Not the way that Bryson Stott continues to get out on his front leg.
Harper also
Not the way
well.
that, well, Harper's not getting anything to hit.
Yeah.
They're not pitching to Bryce Harper because Alec Boehm can't hit. So there's no way they win tomorrow. They look lost. They look like a totally different team right now. They're not confident. The manager is managing not to lose rather than to win. He's done it 2 nights in a row. And now it's a best of 3. When it shouldn't be that. I don't care about last night. Forget it. This was the game. It was a bullpen game. I don't want to hear they lost to a rookie last night. They lost to a top 30 prospect last night who looked like a top 30 prospect last night. I don't want to hear about a rookie. Like, I don't want to hear about it. Swallow it. Like, the kid was good. This was the game you win. You win the bullpen game. They blew it early with some stuff on the field, but then Topper blew it immediately after by not getting length. Go ahead. I need to breathe. I'm so pissed at this loss.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. What is the reason that Taijuan Walker is on this roster? If for not a game like this, like, who cares if he comes in and gives up 2 or 3 runs over 2.5 or 3 innings? Who cares? Who cares? His job is to, like you said, provide length, provide 3 innings, hopefully get through the lineup twice, so you can save your guys for the end. And it's not, I don't want to see Craig Kimbrell in another baseball game after the 5th inning. Put him in where Hoffman comes in. Who cares if he lets up a run then? Who cares? It's the 4th inning. You have a whole game to come back. He can't pitch in these late innings. He can't pitch in late innings anymore. He can't. He can't do it. And I mean, their bullpen is fucked for the rest of this series. And absolutely for tomorrow, you essentially need Wheeler to go 8 innings. If you want to have any kind of a chance. And it's just, this is where the whole like, oh, I'm topper, I trust my guys kind of crap. This is when it loses you ball games. No manager in their right mind should trust Craig Kimbrell anymore. In 7th, 8th, or 9th innings. No, none of them. What data do you have to show me that he can get it done? None, other than the name on the back of his shirt that you're infatuated with. And I don't know. It's obviously on the pitching. It's obviously on Topper for mismanaging. The offense had more chances to score more runs. Like, we had more chances. We could have had 7 or 8.
Yeah, but 5's enough.
It is, you're right, but the approaches are still terrible. Your guys aren't, like, Brandon Marsh is the best hitter on the team right now.
No, Kyle Schwarber's hitting.
Kyle Schwarber is, yes. Okay, fair enough. But it's him and Marsh.
And you can't be mad at Bryce Harper. Like, they're not pitching.
I'm a little mad at Trey for swinging through 3 fastballs.
Yeah, there's something about that fastball. He's gotten a lot of dudes. Like, there's something about that fastball. I like, again, I'm not mad.
They didn't miss fastballs. Arizona didn't miss fastballs.
But there's something about Seawold's fastball.
Right.
Like, he's been one of the better closers in baseball all year. Like, there's a reason why this guy has 33 saves. Like, he's not a bad pitcher. He gets a lot of swings and misses on that pitch. It's not.
It ultimately comes down to
it's such a microscopic moment in the game.
You're up 5-2 in the 8th
If
inning.
the umpire didn't decide to expand the zone 2 inches on either side in the 9th inning, then Brandon Marsh ends up scoring on Kyle Schwarber's hit anyway.
Yep.
So again, like, the umpire was great all night. Like,
he really wasn't bad
all night. And then against Brandon
all
Marsh,
of a sudden,
he decided he was going to expand the zone an inch or 2 inches either way.
When Craig didn't get any of those calls.
Well, Craig doesn't fucking deserve
No, he doesn't. But I don't know, man.
We're not going through the game. We're not going through the game inning by inning. Here's what I'm gonna. There are moments in this game that we're gonna talk about. We're not going through them inning by inning. We're not. I can't. Like, mentally, I can't, because I'm that frustrated with the way this game went. But we're going to talk about some moments from this game that need to be recapped. And the first one came in the 2nd inning, the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Alec Bohm error. And it's hard to get on Bohm. He's been really good defensively. I don't know what happened here because he fielded it cleanly. I just think he just let it fly. Simple as that. You just let it fly. The real issue with this inning is Christopher Sanchez not knowing that there was one out, because that is as dead a double play ball as you're going to get.
Yep.
I caught myself looking at the top of the screen when I saw him running it over to first, like I missed an out. Not only did it cost him a run, but it cost him multiple more pitches and cost them getting back to the top of the order.
Yep.
Because if he turns a double play, he's facing 7, 8, 9.
Right.
Rather than, I believe it was 8-9-1, which put them down 2-0. It's probably 0-0 in the 4th, with that being the case, right? But irregardless, like, it ended up being 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd, and they went and they got Sanchez with 1 out in the 3rd, and they put Hoffman in. Which, Regz, I don't have a problem with going and getting your fire extinguisher here. Like, you're trying to keep it to a 2-run game. I have no issue. Or a 1-run game. I have no issue with getting Hoffman here. I'm not worried about that. If you're going to use him there and you're going to bring him out for another inning, you're getting use out of Jeff Hoffman, right? Like, that puts you in the 5th inning at a 2-run deficit, and truly a 1-run deficit, because Schwarber hit a home run literally the next inning.
Mhm.
So it's 2-1, right? I'm good with that. But here's where I have the problem. Like, you went to Strom in the 5th, right? So if you're going to go to Strom in the 5th, then maybe use Strom for 2 innings.
You
He's
have
shown
to.
you that
You
he
have
can
to.
give you.
Yeah.
You got to get length
Yeah.
somewhere.
You can't just you don't have enough guys. You don't have enough arms to go 1 inning for everybody.
Like, you've got to get length somewhere. So either you use Strom for 2, or I don't know. Here's an idea. If you're going to carry Michael Lorenzen and Taijuan Walker on the NLCS roster, use one of them
Right.
for 2 innings here.
Yeah.
And then use Strom for 2 innings after that. And guess what? Now you've got length.
Yeah.
And now it's the 8th inning. And then you can use any mixture
Anybody, right.
of Sir Anthony,
Soto,
and Alvarado.
yeah.
This was Topper being this was a situation where Topper decided that he was going to be he was going to use the name. And look, we talked on the phone in the 7th, and I said, look, he's probably going to Kimbrel with where the lineup is in the Diamondback situation. Like, he's going to go to Kimbrel because this is what he's shown us. This is what he does. But at some point, you have to look at it and say, you know what, Craig? You don't get outs anymore. You're not getting outs. Like, I know that Thomas has some pop. But like,
There's no way you can't give up.
He hasn't hit this series.
No,
period.
not a bit.
He hasn't hit. If that's Sir Anthony Dominguez in that spot,
he doesn't catch up to any of them.
No. He doesn't.
Even if Sir Anthony makes a mistake, because Craig made a mistake.
Yeah, but Sir Anthony, you're right.
But that's what I mean.
Right.
Even if Sir makes a mistake on the outside corner, Thomas isn't catching up to 99. No. He cheated, and he threw the ball. You know, he was way close to the plate. His barrel was practically outside of the plate when he swung.
Yeah,
like he cheated, and if you put that in on his hands, you're like he's holding the stump of the bat in one of his hands.
Yeah. How many outs were there? Do you remember? I'm looking right now.
Weren't there 2 outs? No, 1 out.
Yeah, there's only
1 out.
And
Gurriel was on second.
Yeah, he was on second. So yeah, if you crack his bat there, then
there's 2 outs with the guy on third, and yeah.
And then you got Perdomo on strikes. Like, he didn't have a clue what was coming.
Yep.
And then you have Alvarado in the 9th with a 2-run lead.
You can't you can't use him anymore. He's done. It's over.
No, he's cooked. He's absolutely cooked. He's cooked.
Can't do it.
And honestly, I don't know what else you do. My only thought at this point, and this is going to sound absolutely insane, is that you move Ranger to the bullpen for the remainder of the series. Like, I don't know what else you do. Because he clearly only has faith in 3 guys to get big outs. And again, I understand that, but Kimbrel can't be that guy.
I just think you have to use him in the 5th inning. Give your offense a chance to come back from this stuff.
But I mean,
listen, I don't want to use him either.
I don't trust him. Period.
I'm with you. I don't want to use him at all. But you can't.
I have no faith.
Again, at this point, Lorenzen would be just as good.
I have zero faith in Craig Kimbrel to get outs at this point. He's absolutely cooked. Look, Regz, I'm grateful for what Kimbrel gave us up till now. Like, he was tremendous during a stretch of the season where we needed somebody to be tremendous because we didn't have Alvarado, we didn't have Sir Anthony, and Kimbrel blew his load during that part of the season. But he's cooked. He used it all when we didn't have those 2 guys, and I'm grateful for that. But Topper has to see it.
I don't.
It's too late.
I'm sick of this sentimental shit.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Like the series now feels over. And I know that is very opposite of my mindset. And I know I'm usually very positive. Last night I was on here saying, look, I'm still confident, but I with the caveat of if you lose tonight, I don't feel good anymore. The way they lost tonight makes it worse. It wasn't just a loss. It was a 3-run lead that they pissed away because the manager. Well, and here's the other thing. What is Orion Kirkering doing coming in that spot? What are we doing with Orion Kirkering coming in to that spot? Like, are we trying to make this kid totally
Scared to ever throw his slider over the plate?
to throw a baseball? Are we like done? Like, are we trying to convince this kid that he doesn't belong in Major League Baseball? Because that is what it feels like we are doing. Like, we've now brought him into 2 situations in 2 days.
Like, I know we can't do it now, right? We got to win, but like, give me Bilotti, give me Nelson, like, bring somebody else up.
Wheeler has to go in 8 tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we've got like Alvarado. I don't think he can throw.
He shouldn't. He can't. Like, he just can't.
Who can tomorrow?
Hoff probably.
I mean, Hoffman's done 2 days in a row.
I think if Wheeler has to come out in the 5th, I think you have to put Taijuan Walker in the game. Honestly,
well, if Wheeler comes out in the 5th, you've lost.
Well, yeah, it's kind of we're fucked either way. But like,
I mean, I just don't know what to say. Like, you had all of the momentum. Like, you had it all. It was right there in front of you. I mean, you had to win one of these 2 games. That's it. And again, I'm not mad about the loss to Fott yesterday. I don't care what anybody says. That kid pitched his ass off yesterday. He was really good. So say what you want. He's a rookie. He's this, he's that. He's given up a ton of home runs this year. The kid pitched his ass off yesterday. Mm-hmm. He was good. I don't feel like the Phillies, whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about tonight. This is a game they needed to have. It was a bullpen game. They lost the bullpen game in the NLCS because the manager decided to go to 2 guys who they can't get outs. They can't get outs. I don't even want to hear all of their spew tonight. I don't want to hear all, like, we've been here before. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear it. You know what I want to see? I want to see them come out and jump on someone tomorrow and act like they're mad.
Right. Act like you want to win. Act like you want to.
Zero confidence, Regz. I have zero confidence.
Zach Gallen's going to shove tomorrow.
This dude is
Wheeler might pitch well, but we're going to lose 2-0. I have every confidence in Zach Wheeler. You know what I mean? But like, if you don't think Gallen's going to come out and shove against the at-bats that this team is taking, then you haven't watched a single game in the past couple nights.
I just don't understand, Regz, how I don't know. I don't know what Topper's going to say. I don't know what he's going to say in his presser. I don't know what he's going to say.
It's going to be the same managerial bullshit that we always hear.
But like, here's the thing that I'm frustrated with. Above all else, you paid Taijuan Walker $72 million this offseason. Yeah,
there's no.
He won 15 games. I understand that he didn't always look good doing it. I get it. I get it. But the dude was pretty good for 5 innings.
In a game where you just need 3 innings, what are you doing?
I don't understand how there's $72 million standing on the dugout steps every night, but not able to pitch in this game.
No, this is why it's so frustrating, because there's no excuse. There's no excuse.
And I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Chris Sanchez starting the game.
No, neither do I. No, neither do I.
But why is Taijuan Walker not right behind him tonight?
Again, This is why it's so frustrating, because there's no excuse, there's no reasoning, and there's no explanation to why Taiwan Walker isn't in the game for 3 innings after Christopher Sanchez is done.
You needed to get to the 6th.
You needed to get to the 6th inning.
If you
And
got
even if he gets an out or two in the 6th and you got to pull him for a matchup, then maybe you use Soto or Hoff or whoever.
Soto, Hoff, Strom,
but then again,
like
right, Strom. But then you have 5 guys for 3 innings.
I don't understand.
I don't.
Has he talked yet? Have you seen anything?
I haven't seen any topper quotes yet.
I'm just like, tomorrow, the winner of tomorrow's game wins the series. Like, it is that simple. It's that simple.
I mean, I don't know. I know we're flip-flopping roles here a little bit, but like, I still believe in us at home. Something's different.
No. No. I get it. I hear you. They haven't lost at home yet, but like, we sort of got lucky against Merrill Kelly. Like, we got a little lucky. Regz, you don't win tomorrow. Like, you needed one on, that's all you need is one on the road. That's all
and
you need.
Lost the Brandon Pfaadt game and a bullpen game, and
I'm
now
not
you
worried
have
about
Zach Gallen.
I'm not worried about Brandon.
But I'm just
Pfaadt.
saying, like, if of all the games you wanted to win, it wasn't when Zach Gallen was pitching.
Oh,
like,
no, but when you look at the 3 games,
right,
you say they have to win game 3.
Yes.
They had to have it.
Yeah.
And the kid shoved.
No, I understand. I understand. Look, I'm not saying that I'm not taking it back.
I've seen so much of like I can't believe they lost to this kid.
No,
I can't believe this kid was a top 30 prospect.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you. But I've gotten a lot of I've seen it on Twitter. I've gotten messages about it. Like,
it's just,
stop shitting on this kid.
No, it's just like you needed.
He's a good pitcher.
You needed to win. There's just no excuse to not win a bullpen game.
You knew this was the bullpen game.
There's just no reason. There's no reason to do this.
All as if you are Rob Thompson, you look at this and you say, I've got 2 guys who started games for me this year and were really effective. I start one. I have one ready to go right behind him.
Yep.
And honestly, like, starting Walker was probably the ideal thing. You start Walker. You have Sanchez and his changeup coming in behind him. If you get 5 out of the 2 of them, depending on where they are in the order, you have 5, 6 dudes ready to deploy at any time. You've got Strom. You've got Soto. You've got Sir Anthony. You've got Hoffman. You've got Alvarado. And you've got 4 innings to deal.
Mm-hmm.
You paid this dude $72 million. And he won 15 games. But he's not allowed off the top step. He's not allowed to pitch. What are we doing?
I got nothing for you, buddy.
I don't want to hear about Brandon Pfaadt. I don't want to hear about I don't want to hear about the offense tonight. 5 runs is enough to beat this Diamondbacks offense when there's 1 dude hitting. 1.5 if you count Moreno. That's it. Like, the pitching has done its job. The manager has not.
Yeah.
Craig Kimbrell cannot be out there. Period.
Yeah.
Orion Kirkering cannot be out there. Period. Unless it's a 10-0 game. Your 5 leverage guys are Gregory Soto, who I know wasn't great tonight, but still got outs.
Yes.
They should have left him in.
Yeah.
Going to Kirkering there made 0
No,
sense.
it doesn't make any sense.
It made 0 sense. If they beat the dude who's been in the majors for 6 years, 5 years, whatever Soto's been, fine. But you don't bring in the rookie who hasn't thrown a strike in 2 days.
Well, he did, but he hung them all.
Yeah, but tonight he was afraid to put it
No,
near the
exactly.
plate.
He was deathly afraid to put that slider over the plate. It's I said it as soon as we were done. I said we might have just lost it. We might have
Oh, it's over.
we might have just
No,
blown we might have blown the World Series chance.
They're done. Regs, I am I'm going to tell you right now. What you just did was you allowed for Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly to say, "Hey, we get a shot to come back and fix what happened in Philly."
Yep.
And look, I was trying to pull it up. I didn't. I'm going to look to see if I can do it right now. But Zach Gallen's home stats
Are really, really good.
buckle in, everybody.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
Buckle in, because it's not going to be good tomorrow. It's not going to be good tomorrow. The manager, and I am a Rob Thompson guy. But the last 2 nights, this dude has cost them 2 wins. He's cost them 2 wins. It is as simple as can be. And not only has he cost them 2 wins, their best arm is unavailable, or he's going to throw his arm off tomorrow.
Yep. And be terrible in the next series because he's just dead. He's just tired. The same way he was last year.
And you know what? The Astros are going to win Game 6.
Yes, they are.
So they're going to have an extra day. Even if we win tomorrow, which we won't. We're not winning tomorrow. They're not beating Zach Gallen at home. This team, I say it often on this show, you're only as good as the next day's starter. And Zach Gallen's really effing good in this stadium. So guess what, everybody? They're going back home 3-2, down 3-2. And I don't care what your record is there. You've got to beat Merrill Kelly, and you got to be a rookie who just shit on you 2 days ago and is very talented and has all the confidence in the world. They're not winning 2 games at home. So unless they strike a miracle tomorrow, we're going to be watching Arizona celebrate at Citizens Bank Park. Done. They need a miracle tomorrow. This was the game they had to have. This was the one. And they blew it.
Yeah.
The manager blew it. He blew it tonight. Done. Like, I am appalled at the way he managed this game tonight. Appalled. I don't understand how Taijuan Walker is not in this game. I'm gonna mute. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I'm
I don't
now.
No. It's fine. I don't have that I don't have that much to say, man. Like, I don't know that I'm fine. God, I don't even know how to put my thoughts together, if I'm quite honest. I don't know how to put my thoughts together. It's not the same kind of loss that we're used to them bouncing back from. It feels like when we were at the beginning of the season or towards the end of the season there, when the bullpen was just blowing every game. It feels like that Angels series where we get up and then we immediately give it back. And it's just, it's difficult to process because of how obvious the decisions seem. It's difficult to process because you have 2 starting pitchers sitting in your bullpen or on your bench doing nothing, wearing a sweatshirt in a game where, like you said, all you need is innings. You need innings eaten up. Regardless if you give up a run or 2, you need innings eaten up. And they just flat out failed. There's nothing else to say about it. I wish there was more explanation. I wish I had a better opinion about it. I wish that, I don't know. I wish a lot of things, but they just failed. And a lot of that is squarely on the manager. And his inability to get over the sentimental bullshit of what the guy's name on the back of his jersey is. Craig Kimbrell has been shot for 3 months. This isn't a developing situation. This didn't just happen in the past 2 games. The past 3 months of the season, Craig Kimbrell has been shot. And he relied on the name on the back of the jersey other than what his eyes saw for 3 months. And in all the ways that we got on him at the beginning of the season for overthinking and overmanaging, he did it in quite possibly the game that decides your entire season. And when you put it that way, it's just really difficult to have anything to say when you love this team so much, when you saw what this team looks like, when you have aspirations for them winning the World Series because of how well this team was playing. They got on that plane and I don't know what the fuck happened, but they all got altitude sickness or something. I don't know what's going on, but they lost their minds when they got on that plane. And we've talked about this. How many times did we talk about this during the season where they'd go out west and they'd look like a completely different baseball team?
Yeah, but this is a stadium they won 3 of 4 in.
I understand. I'm not disagreeing with you, but
this was the turning point of their season.
When was the last West Coast trip they've had? You know what I mean? They haven't done.
They had one at the end of the year against San Diego.
Yes,
and they won 2 of 3.
They just, I don't know. Here's
Thompson's quote. You come back tomorrow and play good baseball and you get your ace on the mound. I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah, we didn't have the momentum at the start of the game, and then we got it back. And then I thought Hoffman, Strom, and Sir Anthony did a nice job, but for some reason at the back end of our bullpen, we just didn't throw strikes tonight. It's a rarity.
Fuck you.
I don't know what you're watching,
You're wrong.
Topper, but I'm going to tell you right now, that quote tells me that Craig Kimbrell will be back out there in a high leverage spot tomorrow.
Honestly, if that happens, then
that's fireable. That is fireable.
Fire him. Honestly,
it is absolutely fireable.
It's literally what I was about to say.
If this dude's back out there in that spot,
fire him.
I'm trying to see if JT had a quote and I lost it. Sloppy game all around. It's unacceptable to play that way in a game this big. So we've got to turn the page, forget this one, and play better tomorrow. It's just all this.
It's coping. They have to cope because they know they blew it. There's nothing. There's no quote. There's no statement. There's no nothing. There's no press conference. There's no interview that is going to sound real, genuine, anything, because they all know what happened. They all know what happened. They all know what this game meant. They all know that they fucked it up. They all know.
Here's the other thing that I think gets a little bit lost. This stadium neutralizes the Phillies quite a bit. The Phillies have been a home run hitting machine all postseason.
Yep.
They hit 3 balls, 375 feet, that are gone at Citizens Bank Park.
Yep.
All for outs tonight.
Yep.
All for outs. Alec Thomas hit the furthest ball of the night, 412. Schwarbs was 409. Brandon Marsh hit a ball 387. That ball he hit for a double is 5 rows deep at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah.
JT Realmuto's ball, 5 rows deep at Citizens Bank Park. Trey Turner's ball, 5 rows deep at Citizens Bank Park. Unfortunately, they're not playing at Citizens Bank Park.
Yep.
Here's what they're dealing with tomorrow night. So I don't know what the mix is in terms of day games and night games. Here, but we're just gonna look at home away. We're not gonna look at day game, night game for him. On the road this year, right? We'll start here. Zach Gallen in 18 starts on the road is 5-6 with a 4.42 ERA. 100 strikeouts to 29 walks. He's allowed 15 home runs in those starts, 24 doubles. All right, so the numbers are a little high. At Chase Field, 102 innings, 16 starts, a 2.47 ERA, a full 2 points lower, at Chase Field. His whip is a full 0.17 lower. It's a 103 whip. So he allows 1 walk or hit per innings pitched at home. 12 quality starts. He has struck out 120 at home. So 20 more in 16 less innings pitched. Sorry, 6 less innings pitched. He has walked 11 less guys and allowed 8 less home runs. 7 home runs at home in 16 starts.
Yeah, that makes sense. The place is enormous.
Right.
And to be quite honest with the Phillies' approach right now to at bats, they're not looking to just like slap the ball around.
No, and
They're not looking to
they
hit
have to change their approach.
They have
tomorrow.
to, because you can't just mash at this place. You can't do it. You can't do it.
And I understand what approach has gotten them here, but this is not Truist Park.
No.
It's not Citizens Bank Park.
No.
And in order to get back to Citizens Bank Park,
You have
with the ability to win there and clinch, because if they get back there 3-2, they're winning.
Yes.
Like they're winning in game 6.
Yes.
But if they go back down there 2-3, they're not winning. They're not. Tomorrow's game decides who wins this series. The Diamondbacks literally don't believe they can lose right now. Last night was like, oh yeah, like we got one.
Tonight was it.
Tonight was
you're down 3 in the 8th inning.
In the 6th. They were down 2 in the 8th, but yes. Yes. And they blew it. And now they feel like they're not beatable.
Right.
They feel like they're not beatable. They have their guy on the mound tomorrow. Now, this should be said. We still have Zach Wheeler throwing tomorrow.
Yes.
And the only thing that's gotten Zach Wheeler in the couple of starts that he's had this postseason are a couple of long balls.
Yeah.
So if Zach pitches to the park, he's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
But can the offense do anything against Zach Gallen? And how long is Rob Thompson going to allow Zach Wheeler to throw tomorrow?
I mean,
because
it has to be.
He hasn't allowed him out of the 6th.
It has to be 110 pitches.
But that being said, Zach Wheeler's going to have to pitch contact then.
Yes.
Because there are times where Wheeler gets deep in
tired.
counts
And he gets
strikes
tired.
out.
He gets tired.
Yes.
He's going to have to change his approach.
He will get into 3-2 counts and strike dudes out, and he's just going to have to allow the Diamondbacks to make contact.
Yep.
He's going to have to pitch in the zone early and often.
Yep.
And they're an aggressive offense.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going to swing, and he's got stuff that he can put in the zone and hope that they don't beat him.
Yeah.
But if he's going to get deep into tomorrow's game, it's going to have to be that. And the offense is going to have to do more of what they did tonight and put runners on base and score them.
Yeah.
Like Wheeler's going to have a 3-4 run lead to be able to kind of like what they did in Atlanta in his first start. And I usually by the end of these shows, I talk myself into them being able to win.
No, I don't.
And I haven't talked myself into it.
I
haven't talked myself into it.
It's just so frustrating. It's just so.
It could have been over tomorrow.
Yep.
If the manager did his job, it could have been over tomorrow.
Because it's so. I'll say this a million times. It's so frustrating because it's so simple. you can almost excuse someone if it's like a really complex problem and maybe they had to make a 50-50 choice and like they made the wrong one. You know, there's like most of the time you can kind of be like, look, you had a 50-50 shot, you made the wrong choice. Stuff like that happens in life, you know, all the time, and especially in baseball. But this wasn't a 50-50 choice. You had two starting pitchers sitting around, and a guy, like you said, you paid $70 million to. And there's no reason he can't come in and pitch 3 innings. There's no reason. Who cares if he gives up 2 runs? Who cares? Who cares? All that you need is that at that point is to give your offense some time to come back and to give your bullpen arms a blow so they come in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. And you have 5 or 6 options. Not you have 0 options. You ended the game with 0 options. 0. Not like a half an option, not 1 option, 0. And you put a guy out there who's been cooked for 3 months because you think the name on the back of the jersey makes a difference. And that's what happened. That's why it's so frustrating. That's why it's going to be gloom and doom in this city until they get back home. And like I said, if it's 3-2, I understand. I don't feel good about it. I'm not confident, but like at least you're back at home. But it's like I said, when the game ended, I said they just blew their chances of getting back there. And you know what's really hard? Like to go back there again.
There are a lot of people on social media right now coming to the defense of Top. And and look,
No.
I've done that. I've done that a lot. So I want to be fair in, their defense of him and at least like explaining what their defense is. And their defense is he's not the guy out there walking dudes and doing these things. But he's the guy who controls the guys who have struggled this postseason. Kerkering showed yesterday he's not ready for this moment. Period.
Yeah,
He's not
I
ready
don't
for
care
this
what
moment.
the matchup is. I don't care.
He's not ready for the moment yet. It's like period.
And again, the kid started in single A this year.
Yes, and I don't blame him for not being ready for the moment.
Exactly.
I blame the manager for running him out there in the moment.
Expecting something to be different. What's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over again.
And what has he done with Kerkering and Kimbrel?
Yes. Tonight, now, again, Kimbrel came in game 1 and did the job. Period. There's no argument. He made it nerve-wracking, but he did the job. He didn't look good, and I think that there's something to talk about there. Like, when you look at it wholeheartedly, across the board, Kimbrel has not been the same guy.
It's been 3 months.
Yes. So, like, again, I take my headphones and I tip my cap to Craig Kimbrel for the months that we needed him to be good.
Right, he
was good.
But that was all he had left.
And I appreciated him being good for that time.
Right. That was all he had left, though.
But he blew his load.
That was all he had left
in that time frame. And now it's time to say, hey, you know what? I got to look to somebody else. Here's the problem. Kerkering isn't the guy.
Yeah.
So you've got to line your bullpen up to a point now where you've got to decide Hoffman, Strom, Soto, Alvarado, Dominguez.
Anthony, yeah.
Those are your 5. And maybe you have to give Lorenzen a shot.
Right. In the 5th inning or whatever it is. Yeah. 6th inning.
You have to give him a shot.
Right.
Because here's the thing. It's not going to be worse than what we've watched from Craig Kimbrel.
What's the difference at this point? What's the difference?
Like, I don't understand what it is we're doing.
He's being sentimental.
He can't be.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Now, I just read that Ranger is available tomorrow. It is his side day. So I mentioned this to somebody earlier that Ranger could be available in the bullpen. It turns out he is. So there's another guy you kind of add to your availability tomorrow. But hopefully Topper doesn't look at that and say, "Oh, well, I got to pull Wheeler in the sixth."
In the sixth, right? Because Rangers there, yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, you go as long as Wheeler lets you go tomorrow.
Yeah. And you know what? The reason you pulled him in game 1 at 80 some pitches is for right now, for him to go 100 or 110. This is why you did it.
Well, yeah, and you had a 5-0 lead, 5-2 lead, 5-2 lead because you gave up the 2 runs.
Right. But again, this is why you did it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's but you're at a point. You're at a point where like you've got to. This is your ace, and they have their ace.
Yep.
And if you're gonna win this series, you've got to win tomorrow. If you win tomorrow, you're like they don't want to go back to Philly.
No,
they don't want to go back to Philly.
They don't want to go back to Philly down. Yeah,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
They don't want. And I've said it a million times. You need one game in Arizona.
Right.
That's it. It should have been tonight.
It should have been.
We should be sitting here tonight saying tomorrow doesn't matter. If you win, great.
It's 3-1, right? Doesn't matter. Yep.
Doesn't matter. You go home and you've got Nola on the mound in game 6.
Yep.
Cool. Now it matters a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot.
Yeah. I don't know what else there's to say, man. It's just...
if you lose tomorrow, it's going to be a shitty Sunday.
I don't know, man. This is the least I've talked on a podcast, and it's because I don't know.
It's also because I have talked nonstop.
No. And I'm glad because I've been speechless. I don't think I've been this upset at a loss since I was in the building for that no-hitter in the World Series last year. I called in from the car to just vent while my son was sleeping in the back because I was so angry at what happened in that game. And in this game, I went silent. Like my wife was on the phone with her mom and she just like was looking and laughing at me. She's like, he's not talking to me. And it's just, I gave my son a hug because I was like, I don't want him to see me pissed off. You know, I still love him, of course. I want, give him a hug before he goes to bed. But it's just like, you might have blown your entire chance to win a World Series tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what just increases the frustration. This team was so set up to get back there and do something and win it. And you might have just blown it because you left your $70 million number 4 starter on the bench in a sweatshirt for no reason.
I mean, he was in the bullpen tonight.
Even worse.
He was in the bullpen full uniform.
Good.
For the first time.
Even worse.
And he never left.
Yep. Even worse.
He never left. It was the first time he's had a jersey on.
It's just pure,
all postseason.
It's pure stupidity. It's pure stupidity.
I will say again, bringing Hoffman out, getting that final out, 2 outs of the 3rd, cool. Bringing him back out in the 4th, cool. But why is Taijuan Walker not throwing, warming up, preparing to go out in the 5th inning
and 6th,
and get even through the 7th? Right.
Whatever 2 times through means, whatever that is,
just one time through the order.
Yeah,
one time through the order. You're paying him $72 million over 3 seasons.
Yeah. Again, that's why
the dude's making $24 million this year. And honestly, Regz, like, it's not even a guy that I look at and say I don't want him at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. I've actually talked about starting him multiple times. The fact that they can't look at him and say, you know what? We'll give him 3 innings in the middle of a game. We have a 5-2 lead.
Right.
Hoffman just gave us length.
Yep.
Got us through the 4th. We're gonna try and get Ty through the order one time. So if he gives us the 5th and the 6th, awesome. Now we just gotta get 7th, 8th, 9th.
And even if he gives up a run, who cares?
If he gives you the 5th, 6th, 7th,
right.
Awesome. Now you only need 2 arms
right.
to get you through the game. But what Topper did tonight was screw them
Yeah.
for the next for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Screwed him entirely.
Yeah.
And I know we got Ranger, but honestly, I feel like that screws us more because he's going to be like, oh, well, I only need to get Wheeler through the order twice.
Yeah.
I'm just furious about this loss. Furious. I don't understand what happened. I still don't grasp what happened tonight. And Regz, and then we'll be done, I promise. But like, even if Matt Strom is your choice after Hoffman, why is Matt Strom not back out in the 6th?
Yeah.
He was flawless in the 5th.
Right.
So why not again in the 6th? He's gone multiple innings many times.
Started games.
Maybe he's not stretched out, and I don't want to. But again,
your
then
starter
go to
is sitting
Walker
on the bench, right?
In the 6th.
Right. Exactly.
At some point, you needed to look and say, you know what? Because when Strom left the game, when did they take the lead? When was that? Was that in the 5th or the 6th?
6th, I feel like.
I'm pulling up the box right now. Hold on. Yeah, they tied it in the 5th. They went up by 2 in the 6th. So in the top of the 6th, you go up by 2. Why aren't you warming up both Taijuan Walker and a reliever?
Yeah.
If you get the lead, go to Ty.
Yeah. He gives you 6, 7.
Ty.
Yeah.
He gives you 6, 7, maybe 8.
Right.
And then you save your bullpen.
Yeah.
And I know what the answer from old school minds are going to be, and it's going to be, well, he's not used to coming out of the bullpen. He's not used to doing that.
Who cares?
You give him the time to warm up and start a clean inning, and it feels like a start.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't get it. If you can do it with Ranger Suarez, you can do it with Taijuan Walker.
Right.
If you're going to tell me that Ranger's available tomorrow, then Taijuan should have been available tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get the offense. I know you said it earlier, left chances, but 5-2 it's a winnable game. This Diamondback offense is not good enough.
It is. Listen, I'm not disagreeing with it. I just think we can't also let them off the hook for their approaches and the game. Like, I get it. They scored 5.
I think there are guys.
They scored those 2 runs on a fluky play. Like,
it's a hard play.
Listen, I'm not saying that they didn't do like I texted you. 2 runs is 2 runs. I don't care how you get it. But you know what also happened there?
It doesn't matter.
Like, you get a guy on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, and JT Realmuto swings at a pitch that's 7 feet off the plate.
Here's my real problem. Alec Boehm running him out of the inning.
Exactly. And then Castellanos comes up and then Boehm. No, that was a different inning. But like Castellanos comes up and what did he do? Strike out, or did he pop up or ground out? Or
you mean in the 5th?
Yeah.
Actually, it was 6. Hold on.
It was the 6th. Because Stott walked, got to 2nd.
He hit that ground ball hard up the middle, and they had him shifted.
Again, like they always seem to be.
Yeah, they're very well defensively placed. They're very well placed defensively.
Yeah. But it's like you come up there and you have the chance to get to 7.
Well, I think that inning bothered me because of the base running.
There's no reason for Boehm to go to like fucking.
Well,
Christ,
it was the hesitation.
Yeah,
like he didn't go right away.
Yeah.
And because if he waits, and I don't know, maybe Stott doesn't walk there, but he was nowhere close. Thompson, like he wanted nothing to do with Stott in that spot. And you have the bases low with nobody out and JT up. And who knows, well, JT has no chance against Thompson because of that slider. Like he's swung through it twice now. And it's feet off the plate.
It's miles off the plate.
So yeah, obviously they're like here's the thing, right? Somebody not named Kyle Schwarber. I mean, look, I know what you said about Trey at the end of the game, but like Trey also had.
I'm focusing on that one at bat. Like I get it. I know
Trey also had 2 really.
Trey is not who I'm like concerned about overall, but like
if your name is not Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, or Brandon Marsh, please stand up. Please stand up.
Rojas did have his best swing of the entire playoffs.
Yes, fine. Johan Rojas.
I'm joking. I'm trying to be
Please
funny
stand up.
in a moment that doesn't need
Here's
it.
the
I
thing.
understand.
Like you find your way somehow out of this series. You're not playing in a freaking cave like you
Yeah,
are
right.
in either of these other two places.
Right.
Like the
Well,
Phillies
Rangers is a dome, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not a cave.
Yeah,
It's not.
That's true.
Like
yeah.
this place is freaking huge.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, every ball that the Phillies hit in the air tonight is out in both of those stadiums.
Yeah.
It's just where they're playing right now. It doesn't play to their strengths.
Yeah. And they're
all
not having the right approaches to try and change
No, I
that.
mean, Nick Castellanos is swinging as hard as he can.
I don't understand it.
And
but then
that's
he's
not
missing
what he did.
80-mile-an-hour changeups in middle because his head is looking towards outer space when that ball's coming in.
It really is. And again, I understand like the frustration on the offense. I do. I totally get it.
I'm not focusing on that. I'm just bringing it up as it's still
No,
something that's happening.
I am focused on it because, like, yeah, they could have scored more runs tonight. They absolutely could have. But when I look at this offense that they're facing, if this game's managed correctly, they win walking away.
Because you have your best guys available for all the
in the
important
innings
situations.
that matter.
Right, exactly.
Like, here's the thing. The reason that they gave up runs late in the game is strikes. Taijuan Walker walks dudes like he absolutely does. He's totally done that. But like, I actually think I have more faith in him than Orion Kerkering throwing strikes right now, and I 100% have more faith in him than Craig Kimbrell throwing strikes right now. So if you use him for 2 innings, those two guys are non-factors.
Yeah.
And Gregory Soto's a non-factor.
Yeah. We're at 57 minutes and I'm just done.
Okay.
No, I'm not. You know that's no offense to you. It's just like
I know.
It's
I
just
know. But we have to wake up tomorrow with this loss.
Yeah. It's not going to feel any better when I wake up tomorrow.
Oh, no, it's going to feel worse. The worst losses are these losses. It's the first thing you think of.
It's literally all I'll be thinking about for the next 12 hours.
It's the first thing you think of.
Yeah, I'm not sure when tomorrow I'm going to like finally move on, but it's not going to be early.
It is a total backbreaker.
Yeah. Against the team that is not better than you.
No. It's a backbreaker. And I'll say it one more time. If they win tomorrow, it's some sort of miracle.
It is. You're right.
And if you lose tomorrow, you're done. I understand the home field. I get it. But this team, this Arizona team is feeling themselves if they win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Feeling themselves. The Phillies have been known to win games on the road, and right now they're pissing them away.
Yeah.
And pissing them away while simultaneously pissing down their.
Yeah.
So
they're beating themselves and playing poorly. Like, I don't know.
Well, they're beating themselves, playing poorly, and the manager is not helping.
Yes.
And again, I am a Rob Thompson guy, but he holds a lot of the weight of these losses in his hands.
All right.
Both of them.
Give us the outro.
Here's the outro. Talk to you tomorrow night.
Fuck you, Phillies.
Oh my God!
In the damn game.
Way up there and way out of here! The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.